What's up, players? This is Juicy from Epic Reset Gaming, and today is January 28th, 2014, and it's the first official day of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for next-gen systems. Today the game releases, but if you've been following the series at all, this game has actually been out for about a year on old-gen systems. The fact of the matter is, if you played this game on PC, PS3, or Xbox 360, you've actually seen this game in its entirety. They've changed nothing in the actual main story, and the whole core game itself is about the same. Now, if you have played on PC with max settings, with all the hair effects and everything, you've pretty much seen pretty close to what looks to be next-gen graphics. The only few differences that they did have was they kind of modeled Lara Croft a little bit differently than the old model, but that's about it. The only things new that you get with the Definitive Edition are basically DLC stuff that you didn't get in the original game. So is this game going to be worth it? First of all, let's take a look at the story. Now, watching a trailer is going to pull you in a lot more than me telling you a synopsis. But the fact of the matter is, all you need to know is that it's how Lara Croft became the Tomb Raider. That's basically it, guys, and the story itself is really great. It pulls you in from start to finish, and all in all, the game story is amazing. If I were to rate the game story, I'd say it's a 5 out of 5, and that's me personally. I was never really a big fan of the Lara Croft and Tomb Raider series, just because back in the day, it didn't really feel like I could get pulled into the game that well. Plus, in my opinion, it felt like the movies were better than the games. And those Angelina Jolie movies? I'm sorry, but that's not saying much when you say that those movies are better than the video game. Alright, let's get into the gameplay itself, starting out with the control. The controls on the PS4 were very intuitive, especially with the PS4 controller. Now, one might think that adding the touchpad integration is going to be a little weird, but I felt like I never had a problem using the touchpad for any of the controls. So all in all, I think the controls worked really well in this game system. Now, the thing is, the gameplay was also very smooth. I was in complete awe at the fact that how this system handled the gameplay and the playability. It didn't matter if you were adventuring around, chilling, or even in intense combat, because this game can give you some intense combat moments. It didn't matter. The game rendered and was completely beautiful in all those scenes. So gameplay itself, I would personally give a 5 out of 5. Here comes the good part now, guys. Value. Is this going to be worth it? Well, like I said before, if you played the PS3, 360, or even PC version, I feel like this game is a bit overpriced. Considering the fact that it's still $59.99 brand new for the next-gen systems, and if you've played it before and you can't upgrade for the simple $9.99 that most games have done, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Assassin's Creed 4, it's kind of weird that they would release this game in the exact same format for the exact same price when the first game originally released. So, is it going to be worth it? Well, if you've never played the game before, yes. If you have, I don't think so. I think the fact of the matter is you could wait for the game to go a little bit cheaper if you want to play this on your next-gen system, but if you've already played it on PS3, 360, or PC, you've already seen and played the game. So if you're not going to jump into multiplayer or want all the unlocks already there for you once you start the game, then this really isn't the game for you. But at $59.99 and never playing the game before, I personally think the game was a great value. So what I'm going to do is give the value a 3 out of 5. Now, talking about all this good stuff about Tomb Raider, is there anything that was actually bad about the game? Like I said, the only things I really feel are bad is if you've already played the game, then you already know what's going to happen. So the only thing that's different is basically a graphics upgrade. So it doesn't really feel like you've gotten anything new. It just looks shiny. That's basically it. Within the game itself, there was never really any point in time where I felt like I needed more. There's actually a lot of optional things that you could do in the game, and completing the game as a first-time player, I only got to 75%. So there's still a quarter of the game left to play, and I've only been playing the game for roughly about 15-16 hours. I myself found that the game flowed very smooth. Whether it was transitioning from cutscenes to action, back to adventuring, everything went smoothly. So, what else would I be looking for? But for me, a $60 game, it kind of felt very short. The story, like I said, was really good, just short. And that's all I can say about that. So overall shortcomings, not too much. So now that we talked about the story, the gameplay, the value itself, the game's shortcomings, let's talk about Epic Reset Gaming's overall value of the game. And I'm going to say I have to give it a 4 out of 5. So guys, this is Juicy from Epic Reset Gaming. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch out this quick review of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for next-gen systems. And until next time, you guys remember to play hard and